a good technique is to go for an inside cradle as well from this position. If I'm in a head and arm position, either this type of grip or this type of grip, one option I have is to come low and to grab a cradle, okay, and to try to drive through and to secure that cradle. That's a good technique in wrestling. That's a good technique, I think, in general, to simply get your opponent to the side so you can get more favorable position. Okay? Now, if I can get that cradle, that's great. If I can get to here, you'll notice I'm hanging onto the chin, just like before with that type of technique I did where I kind of got an angle. Instead of grabbing here, now I'm grabbing here. I push my head into his rib cage in a bow and arrow fashion and drive through towards his head. That's one option. That's an outside cradle. Now, a position I like a lot is because most people that are fairly knowledgeable, when I attack that leg, they're going to pull that back. And when they do, from this position, if I reach here and he pulls this back, I'm going to come through the inside leg. Notice, if I have this inside leg here, it's very difficult, as long as I don't let him pull this in, for him to put his hips down. Because I've got this leg secured, and I've also got his chin here. My head is in his side. Notice, for him to go belly down is very difficult. Okay, I'm in a very good position to bring him up here. I can finish here. Okay, you can do a lot of things from that position, which we're really not going to go over now. I want to get the basic position of just getting on top. Okay, so the notion is, I am in this position. I'm either going to grab or feign this, and as soon as he pulls this back, watch my head, I come through and I grab the inside leg and I drive through here. This, I can keep controlling the head and the chin. This is very difficult position for Colby to recover from. I can get a cradle here. Okay. Bottom line is it's not that hard for me to get top position here. Once more. I attack or feign the outside leg. As soon as that goes back, I attack the inside. And notice again, when you pull one leg back, you're very rigid and have a good base forward and backwards, but you don't have a lot to the side. So I'm just grabbing that inside leg. I'm going to take him through. I'm in here. I'm tugging, I'm tugging, I'm tugging. I'm going to transition to here where I'm going to grab the outside leg. I miss that, or he pulls it back. I come through and I drive. I drive through him off my knees here. And I'm going to get favorable position. You can finish it however you want to. Now, another position and another situation is if I have this inside position here, so now instead of being in this position, I'm tugging this way. Sometimes, especially if Colby starts powering up and I'm having trouble pulling him down, what I'm going to do is continue to pull him down. Again, for demonstration purposes, I'm on my knee, but of course I wouldn't be if I was really wrestling here and I'd be torquing this way hard. But I'm tugging down here and Colby's pulling up, and there's a point where I may feel like he's going to be able to get back on his haunches here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transition this grip high on my shoulder, and I'm going to change knees here to this position. I want you to notice how high Colby's arm is on me. I'm not here. I'm here. Now I want you to come around this way, Colby. I want you to notice, too, as I do this technique, my arm ain't going to go here. It's going to go here. Okay, my arm isn't going to grab here. It's going to go here down, okay? So I'm very high. I've got a lot of weight on his head and his shoulder. From here, I'm going to take him forward this way. Okay? I have this kind of a hook here. Got his chin. I'm inside as opposed to over the top and outside. I'm inside. This is going to work typically. If I'm able to pull Colby down, I'm going to tug and I'm going to spin. However, this situation is when he's tugging up, and again, I feel like I'm going to lose it eventually, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition my knees. Notice this knee's down, and actually I'd be off the knee, but still this knee would be relatively down, but I'm going to transition to this position. I'm not going to grab here. I'm going to grab up here. Not here. Deep. And I'm going to take it in a circular motion this way. From here. And I'm going to cover. And then you can finish however you want. I'm small, I'm certainly not the strongest guy in the world, and I've found that I'll have more success with this move. Not coming to here, like if Colby can keep his arm here, we've got a fight here. Whereas if when I come initially, get this very high, I'm in better position. Furthermore, I don't feel like I have as much leverage here because more of the weight's coming this way on him. So I don't feel like I want to be loading him up here. I want to be coming more forward towards his head. Spin around. So I'm not trying to like load him up here on my hips and bring him over. I want to come down over through his head. Now you post that arm up, Colby. I have tremendous amount of leverage there. He can post his arm, but I've got all my body weight. I'm torquing on him in a very uncomfortable position. It's very unlikely that he's going to be able to maintain that position and posture with his hand without it collapsing. Once more. From this position, I'm fighting. Colby's coming up. I know I'm losing this position. He's gonna either pop out and I'm gonna get nothing, or one option I have is as he's kind of popping out here, I transition deep. Notice I kind of shot my hips and I'm transitioning my hips. Notice I'm kind of going in a circle, going deep towards his head here.